Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time, the heliopause landed in our former colony, and the Strato and the Helio have combined to make a bigger and better colony. We spent a lot of time last time just talking to our new friends and meeting new people. There are 3 new people. There's this guy, Vase, and we need combat for him. I don't intend on spending a lot of time with him, though. There's Nami Nami, who I love. Creativity. Staying cool, unchangeable. That's a... ooh. I gotta up my creativity. That sounds like an awesome card. I was silent for a few moments while I wrapped my head around how amazing that card is. Nomi is running around making pew-pew noises at things like they're shooting imaginary lasers, which is fitting because that's exactly what they're doing. Well, hey, Solana, they say when they notice you watching. Do you want to play Laser Fable? It's so fun. I love them. I want to spend some time with them. And Rex. What? Engineering. Hugs incoming. You can just hug this guy. Engineering for Rex, which is our lowest blue. I don't really care about getting engineering up too high. Creativity. I would be interested in pushing my creativity a little bit for Nomi's sake. And also, I'm gonna be saying Nomi's name, Nomi and Nami interchangeably, just however I feel. Rex hasn't gotten used to life on the surface yet. You remember your first year. Vertumnus seems so enormous, so full of dangers and mysteries. Well, it still does, but the shock eventually wore off. Rex still has that slightly bewildered look on his face every time he walks outside and the sunlight hits his face. It's so bright and warm. Hugs incoming! I don't want to hug this guy. The game is even treating him a little like a dog. It's weird. Alright. What collectibles do I have that some of these people like? I know that Anemone likes Xeno eggs, so that probably wouldn't go with any of them. Oh, he likes Xeno eggs too. Tangent loves medicinal roots. We don't know what dislikes. Yeah, we don't... His augment is doggy ears. Tough, serious older boy from the heliopause. He's 18? Jeez. Okay. Yeah, Vase is just bad news all around to me. I'm not interested in trying to be friends with him. Alright, so yeah, at this point, I feel like I've gotten most of my stats up to a place where I'm pretty happy with them. Obviously, creativity, that is something I now am interested in building, but I'm more interested in focusing on friendships now. And one friendship I want to increase is Cal. So let's spend a little time in geoponics. Alright, we can work on the farm now. I don't know, would xenobotany really do much for us anymore? Or do they want us to continue to just move on to the farm? I'm gonna see how xenobotany has changed. Back in the lab, you have all the right equipment to properly examine that radioactive plant you found. Oh, the one Cal gave us. Maybe you can find a way to protect yourself from them so you don't need to drag a radiation-proof envirosuit with you every time you go to that part of the planet. Radiation poisoning isn't the killer it used to be on Earth. With med beds, you can flush out deadly doses of radiation in a few hours. It could still make you really sick, though, and high enough doses could kill you before you're even able to reach a medbed. How confident are you that you know how to protect yourself? Not at all, actually. If I'm not super confident, then maybe I shouldn't do this. Good call. Maybe you can come back again later after collecting more samples. Alright, so I do want to get engineering up for that. Autoplay fairy perk. Once per battle, find a slightly better hand. Okay, so I can make the auto fairy work for myself. I can't imagine I could get a better hand than this. I already have the best score. Okay, great. Heck yeah. So before I try xenobotany again, I should get my engineering up. Except getting engineering up is going to be a problem, isn't it? Alright, go around, see if there's anyone I can talk to. No. Maybe I do want to occasionally study up on engineering. Especially because that'll get me in with Tang as well. Yeah, there's no way I'm doing that. Yeah, I just don't think there's any way I'm getting my engineering up high enough to ever study that. Oh, all of these give me friendship with Nomi Nomi. Oh, except for life sciences for some reason. And even humanities? God, that's so weird. Should we tutor? We could try to play the photophonor. That's something we've never done. The new common area is a hastily constructed platform clinging to the side of the heliopause. Crews are hard at work incorporating the rigid hull into the natural landscape, creating a charming open-air place for gathering, eating, and relaxing. I don't know if I've read that already. Alright. So we get a lot of creativity from practicing the photophonor, and not much stress. The photophonor, or phoner, is part flute and part paintbrush. You point the end of the phoner in the direction you want to paint, blow into the other end, and it makes sound and draws holograms in midair. It comes with a funny earpiece that fits behind your ear and reads your thoughts. Well, not quite. More like, it detects the electrical impulses in your head and draws those. You aren't really sure how to use it. Follow instructional vids or ask a friend for help. Pretty low. They expected us to do this a long time ago. Let's watch vids. Great masters, or at least the people on these teaching vids, who you notice are just sitting in their bedrooms like you, can create a whole animated scene. A lake, trees, a boat, a person on the boat fishing. You watch as the holographic image reels in something big, then a gigantic fish jumps up and swallows the boat with dramatic music to match. You can do this, no problem. Oink! You have a lot of beautiful ideas, but what you get is the masterful honking noise and a pulsating tangled knot of sickly green light that quickly fades away. At this rate, you'll never be as good as the masters. That's discouraging. Well, we can ask a friend for help too. You look, but you can't find anyone else who plays the photophoner, like nobody in the whole colony. Mars tells you it's a dumb gimmick instrument, and the ones on the depot shelves have literally been there since the Strata left Earth over 20 years ago. You have better luck with the adults, but only barely. Aunt Anne smiles when she sees you carrying the photophoner. Oh, those old things, she exclaims. I remember those. I took lessons as a kid when they were popular for a hot minute back on Earth. I could play do-re-mi on it, but that's it. Never got the picture part to work at all, honestly. I guess you're on your own. I can figure it out. Yeah, you sit down and experiment with it. The photophoner is different for every person, so figuring out how to play it is a personal experience. You let your instincts guide you. You wish it was as simple as thinking tree and it paints a tree. Or even blue and it paints blue. No, for you it's more like, Well, if you think about food, it paints lots of round bubble shapes. And if you think about something that makes you angry, it draws orange squiggles. Mostly, your phoner pictures have a lot of purple lines that dance around. You guess that's your personal style. Okay, actually, once you stop worrying about being good and just thinking about how it feels, it actually starts to feel fun. Alright, sweet. Oh, dang, that's good. Okay. 6, 6, 7, 3. Yeah. Plus 5 creativity. Ooh, we can get up there fast. Alright, it's time for dust. Anyone want to talk? Any stuff lying around? I need to collect more stuff. I supposedly have a perk that gives me more stuff that I can pick up off the ground. Alright. So I'm guessing that xenobotany is a bit of a loss now. Like, it's just going to keep prompting me, do you think you're ready for this? Do you think you're ready for this? Until I say I am, but I don't think I ever will be. So maybe I'll try farming a little bit to get closer to Cal. Hey, Dad. You overhear your dad talking to one of the other cultivators. He seems to be upset about something to do with the new governor and people from the Heliopause. When the other woman leaves, you have a chance to ask some of the burning questions you've had. Is Governor Loom some kind of space cop? Your dad looks startled and tries to muster a friendly smile. You overheard us, eh, kiddo? Listen, Solana, he hesitates and looks around nervously as if you're afraid of being watched. You're just gonna have to trust us adults on this one. There are things you're still too young to understand. I feel like Solana's rebellious streak is gonna start now. Because she could be loyal to the people around her who she grew up with, but these are new people. I don't know if I want her to sass her dad. I won't have her sass her dad directly, but if I ever get another option where I have the option to question the people from the Heliopause, I'll do it. The Helios came here just like us, looking for a better life, he tells you. Some of them had other reasons too, but now that they're here, we have to learn how to work together. When your mother and I were young on Earth, we learned a hard lesson. He gives a grim smile. We learned a lot of hard lessons. One was that it's safer to be led by one dangerous person than to be attacked by an army of them. He lets that sink in. Another was that sometimes, when adults tell you not to worry, you should listen to them. Go on, enjoy your youth. He gestures towards the Heliopause. Go get to know some of those new kids. I'm sure you'll find they're a lot like you. Before you can say another word, your dad is called back to work. There's still so much to be done to rebuild the farms and the geoponics greenhouses, and you can see people from the Helio helping him. Maybe they aren't all that bad. Alright. Hey, if you like eggs too, I don't have to give this to Anemone. You pass a group of soldiers from the Heliopause leaving the garden. One of them eyes you with disdain, but the rest ignore you. Inside, Cal is scowling as he rakes up a planting bed. His expression softens when he sees you, but not by much. Hey, Solana, he says. Did you see those jerks? They're always sniffing around here, trying to start a fight with me. I think their leader's that mouthy kid, Vase. He leans one arm in his rake. Whatever. Joke's on them. I ain't gonna play their little soldier games. Do you want an egg? Yeah. Friendship with Cal. And we will farm a little bit, I think. Let's work on the farm. It's a proud day for your dad, but a little sad too. He greets you at the gate to the gardens and gives you a big hug. If only your mom could be here to see you, my little tomato. She'd be so proud you're following in her footsteps. Well, he says, holding you at an arm's length to get a good look at you. Let's get a move on, shall we? I may be chief cultivator now, but that doesn't mean I can't spare some time to teach you how things work around here. We do more than shovel dirt, you know. Finally, some real farming. Your dad shows you around the fields. You'll mostly be working out here with the hardier earth crops like the potatoes and the corn. The geoponics domes still need to be repaired. He frowns. We'll figure out how to farm these native plants better, though. We owe it to your mom to try. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturalists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like a family. Maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mom and dad. Alright. 5, 6. Okay. Will this make it better, or... Yeah. Yes. Sweet. The Vertumnalia Festival is a welcome day of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Vertumnalia is a chance for the Helios and the Stratos to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least that's what the adults say. As Governor Loom takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd has segregated itself according to their ship of origin. Rex shoots you away from over on the Strato side, and Nomi makes a silly face. Vase is surrounded by other young soldiers, all looking sharp in their heliopause uniforms. With Tangent standing beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like one colony. A fanfare plays over the square's announcement system. Loom's honor guard do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Vertumna, Loom says, his voice ringing out over the square. We may be far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction, and you should be proud of our work. The Helios cheer. Your side of the square is more quiet. I know some of you have been asking, Loom, how are you going to do it all by yourself? How are you going to run the colony, solve everyone's problems, turn this planet into a paradise, and look this good? Loom strikes a pose to a smattering of polite applause. Well, I have the answer for you, he continues. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like illegally leaving Earth, but I believe in second chances, so I've appointed the original department heads to my own council, Loom's Council 2.0. Better not disappoint me, he laughs, and makes finger guns at the department heads at the foot of his podium. Stay on your toes, Stratos. Ugh, ominous. I also want to promise everyone here that today that we're going to make Vertumna safe for humans, Loom says. The next time those bastard Xenos attack, we're gonna blow them to so many little pieces, there won't be enough left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he says, gesturing broadly to the new, taller, thicker walls. And we're building homes for everyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing that our military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides this time. Some of the colonists around you have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the last attack. Loom goes on for a while, lionizing the Heliopause's military strength and casting subtle digs at your failed colony experiment. Finally, the crowd disperses to set up the square for the afternoon festivities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Aunt Anne and the kids are setting out the spread for dinner. There's an unimaginable amount of food, thanks to the Heliopause's huge ration surplus, and the piles upon piles of xeno-meat from the hunting parties, for those who can stomach it. Anne is all smiles, clearly making an effort to move on, as Loom mandated, despite still mourning her lost son, Calm. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile onto Anemone's face. I miss my mom. I don't want to be too aggressive about it, but I miss my mom. Aw. Cal hauls a massive tureen of stew onto the table. Yeah, me too, he adds quietly. She should have been here to see this. I think she'd be really proud of how hard we worked in geoponics. The chime sounds to announce that the square is set up for the annual competitions. What do you choose this year? New ones. Talent show, persuasion, trivia, or bake-off? I don't know. I kind of feel like ditching this year. These sound really fun. And I kind of want to impress all these new friends, but I kind of feel like ditching. You head off to the wall where you find Dis. Oh, it's you, he says. The slightly cooler breeze coming from the forest gently touses his hair. What do you want? Just getting some time alone. Yeah, me too, Dis says, staring at you. So I'm going to go over here now. By mutual silent agreement, you and Dis take up places on the wall a comfortable distance apart. It's peaceful. This place sucks now, Dis says after a few minutes of silence. I can't believe we got taken over by a bunch of stupid soldiers and everyone's down there, playing nice with them or pretending like they're going to help us. He looks out towards the wilderness. What's out there is bigger than their guns, I know it. I'm kind of regretting this. I kind of wish I had done an event. But, yeah. It's the first Vertumnalia since our mother died, so I think it makes sense for us to sit it out. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. You see people smiling easier, and often see mixed groups of Helios and Stratos socializing together. It feels like the first time people have actually let themselves relax. Alright. How are we doing with Cal now? 41? As opposed to 60. What's up here? Command. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone has anything to say. And I'm not seeing anything collectible. Although I wasn't really looking at first. Should we practice photophonor or... How about we... We could study humanities and increase our creativity and also continue to gain points with Tang. Or we could continue to mentor to tutor. Let's study humanities. Congruence asks you to take a stack of blank paper and a box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today, we will be practicing our handwriting, she announces. You're here, Tangent grown beside you. But Congruence, she whines. Why would we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be part history lesson, part future skill, Congruence tells the class. In the future, you may not always have access to hollow palm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you will have to rely on low-tech solutions to everyday tasks. So first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture is all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. Look what we finally found something Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. Tang is used to using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child, bashing her fists against the hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Mars, on the other hand, has lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. Writing by hand is stupid, or I'll help you, Tangent. This would be nice to Mars, I think, but no, she didn't like that. I kind of figured. I should have said writing by hand is stupid. Tang is the kind of character who doesn't like when you're actively nice to her, which makes her a little frustrating to deal with. I don't need your help, Tang sneers. She hates being bad at something, but being patronized is even worse. Just let me do it myself, she grumbles, balling up her 5th piece of paper and tossing it on the floor. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of tense silence, she looks over to Tang's work. You're pressing too hard, Mars tells her softly. Loosen your grip. It's different from typing in the air with a stylus. Try moving with your shoulder instead of your wrist and fingers. Tang takes a deep breath and tries again, slow and deliberate. Mars nods and slides closer, putting her hand over Tang's and guiding her pencil on the paper. There, see, you're getting it, she murmurs. Tang's cheeks go pink. Yeah. I'm kind of... one of the reasons I'm not interested in romancing Tang so much anymore is that she and Mars are cute. So, Tang forsakes her chances with this Mars to have a chance with that Mars. You know how it is. After a minute, Tang eases her tension, and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks, she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. What is it? Once per battle. Oh, so I could just do this every single one of these. Jeez. Okay. Okay. That works. That seems better. I don't want to use the auto battler because I like making attempts, you know? Okay. Any collectibles? I don't want to talk. Boosted our creativity. Now let's just keep on going all in with Cal, you know? Work on the farm. The colony is surrounded by tall walls that keep out most of the local exofauna, the key word being most. You often report to work to find that an entire row of corn has been ripped up and carried away in the night by something that can fly over the walls. All that's left in the morning is torn up dirt and is a dusting of iridescent powder. It happens so often that the colony sets up cameras to catch whatever is in action. The next day you have your answer. Dorbs moths. Giant blue moths with wingspans almost as long as your outstretched arms. They can rip the corn right from the ground. Wow, amazing, Kel says as you review the holobid. I didn't know Dorbs moths could do that. Dorbs moths are pretty cute in a bug-like sort of way. Fuzzy dog-like heads, pretty iridescent wings, long elegant whiskers. They'd be cuter if they weren't flying away with entire stalks of corn. You don't want to run the risk of accidentally poisoning your own crops, and Cal objects to trapping them. The most humane solution is to discourage them from stealing your crops at all. You and Cal work on setting up scarecrows, but after a couple unsuccessful days, you have to admit that you just don't know what scares away these adorable little moths. What even eats them anyway? Guess I'm gonna have to find out. Cal puzzles over the security footage. They fly in from the north, especially around Quiet, he says. Maybe that's where their breeding ground is? If someone goes there, maybe we could figure out what kind of animal they're scared of. If they're plant eaters, something's gotta hunt them for food. If you figure it out, it'd be a big help towards securing the colony food supply. So we'd have to leave. I don't know if we can do that. Dang, pretty good cards. Pretty good cards all around. +2. If I had a 5, that would be good. Nah, that was a waste. Oh well. Not quite the best. We're getting up there with biology. Biology and organizing. We could be 100% with either of those. Alright, time for wet. No one wants to talk. No one wants to talk. Aha, another mushwood log to replace the one that I just frickin' wasted. I was trying to make a straight, but it didn't quite work out. Let's see. We could, probably get our biology up to 100% if we wanted. I wonder what happens when we 100% a skill. Let's see. 2 biology, but we could get more if we do really well. You learn that Cal has named almost every one of the fruit trees and that he talks to the plants. He says it makes them grow better because everyone needs some gentle encouragement sometimes. Okay. +1 to mental cards. How about this? Yeah. 4, 3, 9. Nice. Haha! Yes, +1 biology. What perk do we get? Enhance your DNA and engineering? What? Enlightened. You've been enlightened by mastering a skill. +1 to all mental skill increases for 3 months. Wow. Let me go check that out. Let me run straight to engineering, scouring the ground for nothing as I go. Tinker with your DNA. Of all the people in the colony, you understand genetics the best, besides Dr. Instance, probably. She trusts you to attend the gene tech machine. With access to a machine like this, you could probably give yourself a new genetic enhancement. Sure, you probably shouldn't mess with your genome too much in vivo, but one little change couldn't hurt. We're given the option, of course. You decide to install the enhancement, Eagle Eyes, Extra Fingers, +1 skill on... Extra Fingers. +1 skill on Social Challenge win. Yeah. Because these are all pretty good. These skills are all pretty good. I think that the option to get more skill in Social Challenge is awesome. You've heard that long ago having a 6th finger would have been something you'd hide or even remove. Some of the best musicians back on Earth have the gene for extra fingers, though. It's a tricky process, much more complicated than modifying the malleable stem cells of an embryo. You wouldn't risk doing it again, but this time it works out. Dr. Instance knows what you've done, but you take her silence as tacit approval of your risky experiment. We have 6 fingers now. Is that reflected on our sprite? I don't think so. Fun. Okay. Hey, we have an extra finger that should make us better at playing music. You've been practicing the photophonor by watching tutorial videos and copying what you hear, but that's just one part of learning how to make music. It's time to write your own music. What kind of style should you use for your compositional debut? Something slow and thoughtful. That's very mature of you. To what do you credit your inspiration? The trials of growing up. Composing a song. The Bildungsroman is a noble genre. You sit down to compose your great work. You have a rudimentary grasp on notation, preferring a more instinctive, spiritual approach to music, but slowly something begins to come together. Eventually you have, well, it's a piece of music at least. It's not quite as miraculous as what the experts can produce, but it's not bad either. Solidly middle of the road. You play it for everyone who'll listen and always get polite applause and encouragement to keep practicing. Nice. Ah, yes. +1 skill on challenge win. And it looks like we have 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Haha. +7 creativity. Dang. Friendship with Nami Nami? A little bit of bravery. Yes. We made good use of those extra fingers. Alright. Scour, scour, scour. Scour, scour, scour. God, we're fighting like nothing. You'd think that the place being bigger would mean more stuff on the ground, but no. Let's work on the farm a bit more. You and Cal are working inside the geoponics domes today, preparing some tiny sprouts to move from the temperature-controlled greenhouse to the open field. This is the best chance these plants will have to get a hearty start on life, before they're transplanted outside to alien, acidic Vertumnan soil. You have a lot of sprouts to transfer, which involves a lot of wheeling heavy trays from one place to another. And it's hot inside the domes, too. You're covered in sweat and dirt by midday. Work hard, working those muscles. Singing your heart out, work soft, or work smart. That's only one. Let's work smart. Reasoning, sweet. You and Cal come up with a song to keep you working in time with each other, like an old-fashioned sea shanty. He pushes the wheelbarrow, and you carefully hand him little potted sprouts. You switch places when it's time to plant them outside. By the end of the day, you and Cal are looking out onto a freshly planted field of beans, or rice, whatever they're going to be. Get to work. Okay, this won't have the highest value, so no bothering with that. Alright, this will be 5. Nice. And it's glow. Time for this. We could work on our creativity a little more. Tutor. Goodness, where is everyone? A lot of people are inside, I guess. Alright, I think I will tutor, because, yeah, tutor children. Get some reasoning out of it. Tang flags you down in the hallway. Oh, Solana, do you have a moment? You will go out on expeditions sometimes, right? She asks. At least, far more than I do, or ever would wish to, so would you mind doing me a favor? It depends, what is it? It's a small thing, really, and I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either, Tang replied. I simply need you to bring me some hop-eye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. I would ask Dis, but, well... She makes an evocative, dismissive gesture. Why? For science, obviously, Tang replies. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs, or you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. Well, I'll keep an eye out for them, but I don't really go on expeditions. That's all I ask, Tang asked primly. They're quite common if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me that they commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. Man, we have such good cards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Sweet. Haha. +5 reasoning. Dang. And friendship with Nami Nami. You're relaxing in your quarters with your dad when you hear the colony siren. The enemy is here. Your dad looks up from his novel. Huh, seems early this year. We should head to the shelter in the lounge. You've been drilling on new evacuation procedures for the past month. There's no need to be a hero now that there are so many new soldiers from the Helio. It's probably best if you just follow instructions and head to the lounge with your dad. The mood in the lounge is anxious, even though the colony's defenses are much better this year. Over hushed conversations, you can hear younger children crying inconsolably. You look for your friends in the crowd. Mars and Tangent are here, quietly reading something on Tang's holopalm. Cal is trying to entertain some kids with his juggling tricks. The few civilian kids from the Heliopause are here too, including Rex and Nami. Vase and Anemone are absent, probably serving guard duty. You settle in to pass the time. Someone brings word that it's not a faceless out there, at least. You hear a few loud booms from outside, so strong you can feel their shockwaves in the floor. People gasp and cover their heads, but nothing else happens. After the attack, Bloom gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor as the party goes on long into the night. Some drift away in pairs, or more. Mars and Rex keep the dancing going. Even Anemone seems to relax, especially when the other cadets invite her to drink with them. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that this victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. You sure want to believe it too. Ooh. I kind of doubt it will, but okay. Alright. We gained a lot of biology and an awful lot of toughness from working those fields. We earned a lot of creativity. Good. That's what we wanted. Yeah, we got +10 food, +6 defense. Lost some kudos because we spent it getting rid of cards, which I probably want to do again. Man, this friendship with Nami Nami is it is crawling. It is going very slowly. I wonder how you even manage to get those friendships with the Heliopause kids up to a high enough level when they start out so low and at such a disadvantage. I mean, I'm still very interested in having Nami Nami as a friend, but Cal is my biggest interest at this point. Alright, so that was our first year with the Helios colony. It went pretty well, but you know, calm before the storm and all that, we know how this game goes. We will see how big that storm gets next time. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.